And we are back. Got another film session today. We're taking a look at Julius Wood. I got his 2022 game versus BYU because, boy, hey, yo, look, draft Illuminati, man. The further you get down the draft list, they get a little weird with the film, and ECU doesn't necessarily put a whole bunch out there, but I found a little bit just holding it down for y'all. But Julius Wood, a safety. All right, we're gonna have to have a conversation about this. We got safeties in the room, and maybe we need to figure out if the safeties that Mike Zimmer wants is different than the safeties that Dan Quinn wants. We know the safeties that Dan Quinn wants, he wants them playing linebacker, but hey, we're in a different, you know, we're in a different era in Cowboys defense right now, so we will be looking for clues. I'll just run this film while I talk, and I'll come back and just, you know, give my breakdown on. You really don't need me to give a breakdown on it. Basically, what I think is, I think he's next in the line of the run game safety, the bang your head against the wall safety, right? Like, you know, the Donovan Wilson safety, to where he's probably not going to do a whole bunch as your deep safety, but right, but he's like your bang your head against the wall, your box safety type guy. Marquese Bell is another guy like that, and that's another conversation you got to have about Marquese Bell, because Marquese Bell is a guy that's a notorious box safety. So what happens if if Mike Zimmer doesn't want box safeties? That's something we're going to have a conversation about. But ladies and gentlemen, what sticks out about Julius Wood, and I don't know if he's just playing this kind of deep safety because that's just what ECU was doing, right? But I wonder if this deep safety look, then him coming down to thump as a deep safety or coming down to tackle as a deep safety, I wonder if that can give us clues as to what Mike Zimmer wants to do on the next level here, right? Because we need safeties in the run game that are going to come up and tackle, you know what I mean? But I don't think Zimmer's going to do the three safety, one of y'all is at big nickel, the other y'all is at linebacker look. I don't think Zimmer's going to do that. I think he's going to run the regular. We got two high safeties, and I would imagine both those dudes have to have range, but both those dudes have to, come down and tackle, right? Not just tackle from the box, but they'll have to tackle from high. That's what I think is important here. Now, Julius Wood, I think he's a solid two high player. You know, he's a safety that could take away half the field. Now, is he one of these, you know, Malik Hooker type cats that can go one high and he can, you know, play the middle and he has to deal with the whole field and, you know, he can cover both sides from the middle? I don't know if he's that kind of dude just yet, but hey, dudes show up in, you know, with college film, and then we get the preseason and they just show totally different things we hadn't even seen on the film yet. So I don't even know. Maybe Julius Wood has it in him, and maybe he can do that with a little bit of you know, coaching from Zimmer. But take a look at him on this play from deep, and he's the deepest safety right now, the deepest. Will he do this on the next level? We don't know. But I'm just looking for clues that we can apply to Mike Zimmer's defense and hopefully get some answers here. But hey, he's the deepest safety right now, reading the run, coming down, making a tackle with everybody else, right? He's the last line of defense, but hey, he want to get in there with everybody else. First of all, shouts out to ECU. Kind of got the Baltimore Ravens aesthetic. You even stole their font with the weird looking 3s and the pointy 4s. I ain't gonna say nothing to you, but just from the depth, right? From the deepest, you know, and you know, when we talk about Cowboys and their run defense, it ain't always the A gap stuff. It ain't always B gap stuff. I think you can count on one hand. Okay, maybe I'm being hyperbolic. You can probably count on a couple hands how many times that we got whooped up the middle for a run. It happened. But when we was getting whooped by, you know, the Bills, we was getting whooped by the Packers. All those runs came from outside, and outside run game stuff is more so about your ends and your linebackers being clean, your cornerbacks coming up and tackling, and your safety's coming down. Just one holler. Your safety's coming down, right? So when you get a Julius Wood on your team here, what he's going to do for you is from depth, no matter what depth he's at. I've seen him down in the box. I've seen him closer to the linebacker spots. He's about 6'1", 6'2", 195, 190, something like that. And you know, he's coming from depth, making plays, thumping on running back. So that gives me a great big smile on my face. And something else too, as I pause this play before we get into it, just to talk about a little bit of his range here. You know, something else that we notice about these come up and hit you safeties, whether it be Donovan or whether it be Marquese Bell, or even you want to look at J-Ron Curtis if you want to, but even Julius Wood, you kind of don't get these dudes high into the draft. And maybe this is something kind of like tight end, right? Not fully like tight end because Luke is a second round pick. But, we're just going to constantly refill this position and replenish it, right? Yeah, Donovan got paid, but I don't know how many more years he got guaranteed on this contract. If anything were to happen to Donovan, like he was just up and leave, you got Marquese Bell. Like that spot has been refilled and replenished, right? So now behind Marquese Bell, he got like what, 2 years on his roughly. Now you got Julius Wood sitting behind him, ready to bang his head against the wall, just like his forefathers were. Okay, just a little bit of film. Julius Wood taking away the halves here, and look, let me tell you something. All safeties built different. All deep safeties built different. All cover two deep safeties are built a little bit different. Is he, like I said, is he the safety, right? If he was one high, could he get to the numbers? I don't know. But hey, if you a coach, just don't ask him to do that. But can he get can he get from deep, like relatively right inside the hashes to the numbers? Can he get there quick enough to take away a deep ball? You goddamn right he can. So I think this is just indicative of what we're going to be getting from a Mike Zimmer defense. I think we're going to be getting plenty too high. And this is another thing too. I haven't talked about his cons a whole bunch because I think his cons can be taken away by how you play him, right? Like, yeah, you wouldn't want him covering a shifty nickel corner or something like that. Well, cool. Just don't play him against nickel corner. You see what I'm saying? Easy peasy, right? I don't have to break that down. I don't think he's going to be used in that way because, yeah, we got nickels to cover nickel corners. Very good. Very good. But the only con that I can really point out on, like just the one con that we can't ignore, take a look at him here, and you can watch this on the whole highlights. He does tackle kind of high, right? So instead of going for the legs and the hip, he kind of get way up on the shoulders right there. But look, that's cool because that's what coaching is for, right? Somebody can put arms around him and say, hey, you see how my arms around your neck? Quit tackling like that.
Did you hear what I said?
Hey man, tackle, you know what I mean? Head on the ball, you know what I mean? Wrap around the belt line and hold on for dear life, sir. Quit grabbing people around the neck. That's just one thing Julius would like to do, but that's something that could be coached out of him. But tenacity from depth, like if I can wrap up the player, I just think that's a really solid phrasing to use for him. Just tackling from depth, ass whoop from depth, coming up and just getting it done. Like one of the Cowboys big, they go grabbing people's neck again, giving them great big hugs. Let them go. One of the Cowboys' biggest deficiencies, man, was that outside run, man. And you need your DBs to be just as down for the funk as your front seven guys. So I think with a guy like Julius Wood, I like his film, man. I like his film. Just keep him at home, keep him where he's comfortable, keep him doing what he's doing, and that's running up, grabbing people's necks. All right, that's what Julius Wood is really good at. All right, but like I said, he's an undrafted free agent player. That's likely for a reason. What you can't teach is tenacity. You can't teach ass whoop. You can't teach violence. You know what I mean? And Julius Wood has that, but you can teach people to not grab somebody around the neck when they're tackling. So I do like Julius Wood for that reason. And if Julius Wood was one of the Cowboys, I can't unsee him grab people next now. If Julius Wood was one of the Cowboys' last draft picks or whatever, they said that for the 10 free agents that we had, the Cowboys had 5 grades on them that would deem them draftable. I wouldn't be surprised if Julius Wood was one of them. Brevin was probably one. Julius was one. Mogensen was one. I don't know if Pete was one, but I think Julius Wood is a guy that can come in and play for you, give you some good reps, and I think he could be a successor to Marquese Bell. So when Donovan's gone, we'll just keep that lineage going, and we'll draft another bang your head against the offense guy once Julius Wood is in his second year. All right, that's all I got for y'all, man. Y'all hold it down. Y'all appreciate y'all tapping to the Patreon, patreon.com/vochlombardi. We're gonna do something today. All right, Salt and Pepper Lounge. If you're watching this on Thursday, Salt and Pepper Lounge tonight around 6 or 7. All right, salute.